this ever happen to you before? Would you prefer a better outcome? Let's say... Well, TippyTipz here. Today I'm going to teach you guys how not to be a noob in Apex Legends and the key to becoming the next Apex champion. Start off, what is a noob?
A noob is a person who really sucks at a game but refuses to learn or listen to people or skills. Many of them have been playing the game for a while but still suck at it.
AKA, some of you guys. They usually have no hope. Usually. But today I'm here to give you guys hope. Tip number 5. Stop rage quitting. Rage quitting is a serious problem in Apex Legends. Get down by an enemy? Rage quit. You didn't get the gun you wanted? Rage quit. You don't get your champion? Rage quit. People literally rage quit for everything nowadays. It honestly doesn't help you one bit, as it usually causes you to tilt more on your next games, which causes poor performance overall. So how will you ever get better? As a player, if you ever feel like rage quitting, try your best to just play it out. In other words, finesse. You need to understand that not everything will always go your way, and you leaving the game will cause a huge impact to your squad and how the overall game is going to play out. For example, your teammates might be 2 seconds away to revive you. The fact that you rage quit now forces them to think of a new sloppy backup plan, and this can really set your squad up for failure. Remember, this isn't a game where your sole performance dictates whether you win or lose the game. Instead, you have a total team of 3. And you never know, one of them might just pop off and you're back in the game.
That was the last one. This won't hurt. Hold on.
Good work. You're the kill leader.
Tip number 4. Learn your spray patterns. Currently, every gun in Apex Legends has its own spray pattern associated with it. The key to becoming good at this game is really mastering the spray pattern so that your shots will be a lot more accurate than your opponents. Being familiar with a specific gun spray pattern can easily put you ahead of other players, as you will most likely be able to melt players from further distances and have a greater chance of downing them before they can get at you. Think about it. If you have an enemy straight ahead of you, it might take around 6 to 8 bullets to fully down an enemy without shields. Usually with guns that have crazy spray patterns, you'll most likely not end up hitting those first 6 to 8 shots, so you end up firing maybe around 12 to 15 bullets to clear the enemy. But if the enemy notices you as soon as you start shooting and he quickly turns around and has a better understanding of gun patterns, all of his bullets will hit. Let's say a specific gun takes 8 shots to kill you. If he gets all those 8 shots in while you're still in your 10th or 11th shot, you'll get down first and know he was just better at spraying. What I like to do is practice with 3 or 4 main guns that I know I would pick up if I saw while looting. Take about 5 to 10 minutes to enter training mode before you do your first game of the day and really practice your shots with those guns. This will greatly improve your accuracy during any subsequent games because you've had some warm-up practice than someone who just jumped straight into their first game. I'll be attaching an image of all the spray patterns for every gun in my description, so keep an eye out for that. I'll also see if I can post my routine in another video, but the basics are ultimately just getting the pattern down. Keep in mind, practice makes perfect. During a game, you only have one chance to get things right, so make sure you practice your shots and be confident that you will land them when the right moment calls for it.
Squad down. Attention. Good.
Tip number 3. Decide when to melee and execute. In a lot of games, I've noticed that players don't fully understand when to melee a target or even perform a successful execute. They will land in a specific location and begin mailing a target, rather than looking for a weapon, which would increase their rate of survival. Sure, the first or second punch sounds promising, but that's only about 60 damage. You would need 2 more hits in order to completely down someone, and that's not efficient at all. If you were instead able to find a weapon, you could easily use it to your advantage because now you can place yourself in a good position where you won't get gangbanged. Let's be real, punching or kicking the target is a humiliating way to kill someone, and probably why a lot of people do it. But if you're really looking to get better and want to still win a game from a bad drop, take my advice and avoid mailing. If worse comes to worse, and there just isn't a weapon around, make sure that you are mailing correctly. You can do this by doing a jump kick rather than a regular punch, as the refresh time to do another jump kick is a lot quicker and will allow you a better chance at downing your enemy. Now for executions. It's a no-brainer to use your execute ability to finish off an enemy. But the downside of this is it leaves you out in the open, causes a lot of noise, and you can't move. The ability is basically interruptible, unless attacked. So you need to make sure that you only execute an enemy when you 100% need to. For example, not having a weapon or ammo. If your teammate is busy fighting another enemy, go help them rather than execute, as the enemy that is downed will be executed once your whole squad gets killed. Executing as a sort of bad manner tactic is also a big one. Learn to control yourself, because you never know when you might end up looking like the fool instead.
Reloading.
Tip number 2. Stop taking forever to loot and move. Yeah, I'm talking to you, you hoarders.
Oh boy, let's hope I got a weapon. Oh, I'm also being a G7 scout. Now I can spend the whole game looking for attachments and not helping my team. Oh wow, I really like this zoom in. I wonder how long I can loot for while being completely useless.
Looting for too long can be very detrimental to your team. The only real way to combat this problem is to have a list of gun combinations and prioritize each one. For example, R301, R99, Flatline, in that order, and based off what loot you find, just pick and run as you find them instead of debating right then and there. Hoarding loot can easily cause your team to get pinned by another team who is rotating more efficiently, especially if they're waiting on you. It basically makes your squad a team of 2 and really limits the rotation of your squad. Sure, there are exceptions, but this is the fundamental to being quick. Also, going along with looting, just be sure to always move around. This can be anything from moving left to right as you're firing at someone, or jumping on top of buildings to get a height advantage. Just move. You not moving can cause you to easily get down and make it harder on your team. Just a simple act of running around like an idiot will actually allow you to live longer because you become a really hard target to hit. As you move around, be sure to try and confuse the enemy. For example, if they see you poke your head out, make sure that you move away from the position and attack from another post. Never make yourself predictable. You're only allowing the other team a quick chance to down you. The general direction that you want most of your games to go is to loot quick, move around, and repeat. If you end up fighting a team and winning, quickly loot their stuff and keep going with the cycle.
Down one.
Tip number 1. Master map awareness. This is the most important and valuable tip to understand. You need map awareness for every situation in Apex Legends. Starting with Jump Master, you need to decide where you'll be landing with your squad. You need to be sure that you fully understand the map features such as the respawn beacon, supply ship, the hot zone, where your ship is traveling, and where each place is specifically located on the map, as well as their respective loot tiers. Once you have that down, make sure you analyze where most people are dropping and decide whether or not you want to join them in that location, or whether you should stick with a low tier location with less people or a higher tier location that will have 2 to 4 teams. All this analysis is map awareness, and if you want to be successful in winning a game, you need to be alert. Do not forget to use your pings for everything, as this will help your teammates be aware of what's going on with you and vice versa. Once you're landing, you need to be paying attention to everything in your vicinity. Try to ping which exact location you'll be looting and be aware of what team members or enemies drop near you. This is so that you can position yourself better and it won't be a surprise that a specific location is already looted or an enemy will turn the corner. Map awareness basically helps you analyze the situation and gives you the upper hand in it because now since you know some information, play based off the information. For example, if you know an enemy will appear in sight in a few seconds, prepare yourself and use objects as cover while you shoot the enemy. These objects spread around the map should be used to your advantage. Try your best to position yourself in a 2v1 situation where your teammate is backing you up or a location where the enemy doesn't have cover and you do. Be sure to also use your champion's abilities to your favor. If you're Wraith, understand how her ability will tell you that you've been looked at. Your Bangalore, use your smoke to get you out of tricky situations, or even Lifeline, know when it's the best time to heal you and your teammates. For example, if everyone is low from just getting out of the ring. Huge part of map awareness is also using noise to hear who could potentially be around you. Mix this up with pings and you have a team that is fully communicating with each other and understanding what is happening on the map at that current time. You must be really cautious about the ring as well. And it's really a ticking time bomb and it has different levels when it will close and each level has different damage. Use this to your advantage by either arriving to the edge of the ring early to shoot at the people coming in late, or using it to figure out where it would be best to loot. Since most people will drop in an area on the outskirts of the ring so that they can later loot inside the ring when the first ring closes. There's so much strategy to the ring, it's a huge mechanism that goes hand in hand with map awareness. In any fight, if you just study the terrain nearby and take charge of your positioning, you should be able to take control of the fight and manipulate it to how you desire. Be calm, stay collective, and be confident in your abilities and use your map awareness as a vital strength. Be sure to follow all these tips and you should be more than ready to kick some ass on your next games. Just don't get too cocky. Anyways, thanks for watching guys. This is my first video and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, feel free to drop down in the comment section what type of videos you would like to see. I'll be making videos every week or two, so keep on the lookout. Thanks.
Keep it up now. Thanks for that.
All I need is an extended mag and I'm good to go. Oh, wow, an extended mag. Whoop, whoop. Team, I'm finally ready to fight. Where you guys at? Hello? Team? I'm fully stocked now. Let's go kick some ass. Hello? Anyone? Ugh, freaking noobs, man. Now what do? What the hell? Oh my god. Wait, look, a Havoc. Oh, I love this gun. Damn, it really needs a turbocharger. I guess time to go look for one. Oh wait, shit, my house. Ah!